understands the pain you've been through, where the Father waits with open arms. He's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in. You'll find a place of rest and illumination, where God within you helps you to light the way. He knows the peace you need and the hurt you're feeling. He longs to hold you and to wipe your tears away. With the doors unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Where there's room enough in this home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Unity of Tampa, come on in. All right. Wonderful, good morning, good morning. Wait, who is this that we have coming up here? Hang on. I'm not sure I recognize our platform assistant this morning.
Hi, can you? Just a little bit. Gosh, I'm glad I don't have to see me and y'all do. So, hi, welcome to Unity of Tampa. Do we have any new visitors this morning? Yay! Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. We have a flower gift for you. And after the service, if you go to our back table, you can pick out a t-shirt. We're very glad to have all of you here today. On your announcements, you can get them from the Sunday Bulletin, our email newsletter, our Facebook, our website. After you check in today, please silence your cell phones. We'd appreciate that. I can't even look at you. I cannot look at anyone in this. All right. If you see someone walking around with a button that says Questions Ask Me, they're part of our ambassador team. We have a group of people that you can go up to them and ask them pretty much anything. You can go up to anyone else as well. We're all very friendly, and we would love to answer any questions you have about Unity. Coming up, the third Sunday of the month. I can't see past this nose, so I apologize. I am not in my usual self this morning. Grief and Recovery Support Group. I probably shouldn't be laughing talking about this. Third Sunday of the month after service. Oh, I can do this. It's facilitated by Jan Cohen, and that's today, so it's after the service. Is that in here, or is it over where the Grief Support Group? Fellowship Hall. That's okay. Okay.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay, so it'll be over in Fellowship Hall if you'd like to attend that today. Yay, so coming up is our plant and yard sale. That'll be October 28th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is the part where I give one of my stupid jokes about don't leave things at home, bring your extra objects and household goods to come and give to the plant sale. I know, right? See Vivian if you need any more information about that. Okay, and now the reason I look like a ridiculous sad elephant from a reject circus. So, Trunk or Treat is on October 29th, and in order to get ready for this and pump you all up, we've all decided to be different types of trunks. So I was tussed with the idea of an elephant this week to remind you guys about this. So it'll be fun. If you'd like to sign up, please see Heather for it. It's going to be great. We're going to park our cars over here. We decorate our trunks. We give out candy for Halloween. It is a fabulously spooktacular event. So please come to that, decorate. It'll be a great time. Dun, dun, dun. And now with that, I can be normal again. Okay, let's knock this out. All right, so Saturday, November 4th, it's our debris day. So join the Earth Care team, 8:30 to 1 o'clock. It's free lunch, so if anything else, you can come just to eat with us, and that'll be a great time. There'll be prizes and all sorts of free things going on. So Snack Angels, thank you so much to everyone who brings stuff every week. It's a really great time for us to meet and greet and eat in the fellowship hall and just have a really cool time to get to know each other, have some coffee, and just enjoy it. So if you'd like to sign up, there is a sheet over there. And on to birthdays. Hey, so October 17th, Vivian, happy birthday. And happy birthday to Jay King on the 17th. On the 20th, Clara, Luis, and Mark Scaglione share a birthday. And are there any other people celebrating a birthday this upcoming week? No? Yay! Oh, happy after birthday, Beth. We hope you had a great one. And if we could go ahead and sing them all happy birthday.
Let's do it.
Yay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you.
Have a great service, and then have come cake for everyone after the service as well. It's our birthday October party. Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you. We turn it off. You know, it takes some brave souls to be up here. How about a hand for our Lisa? You know, I'm always impressed at what they come up with to motivate and sell the things we have going on. You never know what's coming. So I never know until I get in here and I look up, and you never know what they're going to be wearing. But I love that you thought the trunk idea that was pretty creative. I would have taken you as a treater, but I think trunk was a good move. How's everybody today? Yeah, so how many of you focused on abundance consciousness this week? Raise your hand. Okay, when you were doing it, how many of you caught yourself thinking lack? Raise your hand. Anybody? Okay, so we're going to keep that up, all right? We're going to focus on what we're attracting, what we're trying to build, and what we're made to be inside, which is people who see the positive potential in our life, not people who are looking for what's missing, okay? And we're going to keep building that up. All right, I also want to say good morning to our online audience from me. Thank you all for your lovely messages and for your support. We're very blessed that you can be part of our service, even when you can't be with us. So thank you for that. And I want to bring your attention to the Hope event. So many of you, 30 of us, were here for the Hope meeting a few weeks ago for social justice. And we have a big meeting to attend. I'd love to see unity represented. There will be 353 leaders there and organizations, and we need to be there. So I'm actually going to be giving an announcement there, and it is at the Hyde Park United Methodist on October 23rd, and we need to be there by 6:30. Wear your Unity shirt if you have one, but if you were one of the people who attended that meeting, please join us. And if you weren't a person who attended the meeting and you want to learn more about social justice, feel free to join us, okay? All right, with that said, we'll do our affirmation, and we'll make everybody close their eyes. No, I'm kidding. Let's just do our powerful affirmation and say it understanding each of the words. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotent. And one of the things I always want to add to that is that in the universe and in my life, and oh, by the way, everybody else's life, so we stop telling everybody else how to live. So they are powerful too. Not just us, everybody is. And our daily word is about, interestingly enough, about being generous. And it begins with abundance. It says, the abundance of the world flows through me. I am securely in the flow of prosperity when I receive graciously and gratefully and share my abundance generously. Whatever I share with a loving, giving heart blesses me as much as it blesses the one who receives it. Each time I share of my supply, I am demonstrating my trust that I will always have what I need. When I share of myself, I am living my faith that I am a divine being empowered with a limitless supply of divine ideas. The richness of an abundant universe flows through me. Knowing this, I don't hesitate to be generous so others will know the abundance of the world as I know it. Through my giving, may they also know the blessings of the awesome power and grace of God as they bless me daily. And from 1 Corinthians, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit that is from God, so that we may understand the gifts bestowed on us by God. And so it is. And Elliot, I'm releasing control to you.
We got a couple more weeks of singing this one. We're keeping I Release around for a little while. So will you guys stand and sing it with me? There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Now I got to let it go, yeah. Let it go. And this is what I have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. And I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And live free, open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. And I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. All right, thank you.
The energy. You feel better when you sing that song? So do I. I feel like whatever was going on before this day started, it's all gone. I leave it right there, somewhere. All right, we have two stories to tell you today, but one actually has a video, so we're going to share that in a second. So this is about a young lady named Anya Rosen, and she is 13 years old, and she is from Slovenia. And her drawing is what she's going to be talking about. It represents the land that binds us and unites us. And she says, humans are woven together If someone gives up, others fall. So let's watch the video.
My name is Anja Rožin. I live in Slovenia, in a not so big town. I love to go to the park with my friends because at the time that we're there, we don't use technology, we talk, we hang out. In my free time, I like to read books, bake, paint, draw, crochet. I go to primary school Prežihovoranc Ravne na Koroškem, and I am in 8th grade. My favorite subject in school is art or maybe English.
Anja je zelo talentirana učenka na likovnem področju.
I loved painting and drawing ever since kindergarten.
Vsi vemo, da slika pove več kot 1000 besed in če je neko likovno delo dobro, nam takšno delo da misliti.
When I paint, I feel relaxed, it's calming.
Torej, Lions klub v Slovenj Gradcu vsako leto razpiše natečaj in do sedaj smo se vsako leto udeležili tega natečaja.
Ta natečaj mi je všeč predvsem zaradi tega, ker zaradi tem daje nam možnost, da otroke naučimo empatije, o miru, o sožitju.
Our club has been sponsoring this contest for 14 years. Every year we have been forwarding children's artwork to national judges, but this year Anja's winning the international competition and contest was really something special.
When I heard that Anja won the peace poster, we were just wow.
I was surprised and I'm proud.
Potem se je v nas vseh vzbudil ponos in bilo je tudi nekaj solz veselja.
Najlepši del za mene je bil videti Anjo navdušeno, nasmejano in veselo.
I am very excited that my peace poster was chosen as this year's grand prize winner. I think the most memorable experience was speaking at Lions Day with the United Nations. Thank you. I was surprised that everybody stood up and applauded me. I was very excited, very nice feeling.
Anja je v teh priložnostih, ki jih je dobila, je res zelo osebnostno zrastla, postala je bolj samozavestna.
My mom always supported me, always showed me how to do things.
Zelo sem ponosna na Anjo, ker je zelo empatična oseba.
When people look at my poster, I want them to think about how much we are connected to people we might not even know. In my poster, people are holding on to each other. If someone lets go, the rest of them will fall. The hands in my poster represent Earth, and Earth connects us all. It holds us together. We need to respect and take better care of the Earth, because I believe that it is through peace that nations and our entire planet can achieve stability and growth.
Isn't that beautiful? So, Jeffrey and I talked about this because we have lots of stories to pick from sometimes, but this one seemed to fit with today's topic on civility. And I love that a young 13-year-old had that vision, that she could see the importance of making those connections. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And thanks to Kathy Johnson for finding it. All right, our other good news is about our own church and our new shed. If you haven't noticed, so we have had one of our old sheds that came with the property has had tarps over it for a while because it was leaking and it was just a mess, and termites, etc. So that is being taken away, and our new one came down the street this week, and so we have invested in a new shed which our garden team now can use and not get rained on the inside, and we can store the things we need, and it's lovely. So we just wanted to tell you that we have taken our dilapidated old one down. It's going to leave, and we have a whole new addition. And next announcement, I hope, is me telling you that, look outside, the building has arrived. So that is the next one. But anyway, thanks to the board and everyone. And the second part of this story is that you remember Cindy donated the money for us to get a new watering system. Yes. So what some of you may not know, if you weren't at the old church with us, is that a lot of what's on our property came from the old Unity Church. Most of it from the courtyard, a lot of it from the surrounding area. So since 2021, May 2021, our gardening team has hand watered these plants to keep them alive. Okay, 2+ years. Okay? And now we had watered a part of the building, but we didn't want to spend the money to run it to the other. And now we can actually give them their hands back and their mornings back and their whatever other time they spent here watering. And our whole watering system was installed this week. So we should have nothing but beauty around us and no more hoses everywhere. So thank you to all the people. Stand up if you have been a waterer. If you're one of our watering team, thank you. Such dedication. So thank you guys. And I know there have been others who have helped, but you guys are awesome. Thank you. And Cindy, thank you for being so generous. We appreciate you. All right, with that said, the good news is you're up to get us through meditation music.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. That we rest in God and say amen.
My favorite songs. And it reminds us of the importance of resting in God. Such a beautiful way to see it. Rest in God and be so triumphant. So I invite you now to just take a few moments to practice your breathing. Remember, in through the mouth and out through the mouth is energy. In through the nose and out through the mouth is calming. Whatever you need today, just remember you can get it just by breathing and resting in God. And as you breathe and center yourself and allow your mind to get quiet, just consider listening to the words that I'm going to share, taking in what is right for you and letting go of the rest. There is a level in every human soul which knows no conflict, no competition, no contempt. It's a level which knows only peace, harmony, and love. When it is hard for me to see our connection, I can improve the situation by lifting my awareness and redirecting negative thoughts. Today and every day, I affirm God's good in me and in others, all others. I allow my spiritual light to shine brightly each day as I live fully and lovingly. It is then that the divine in me begins to recognize the divine in others. And when that happens, civility prevails. Expressing kindness and love to the world around me is my true spiritual nature. I give praise and encouragement to expand God's good. What I say to others can lift their spirits. And so I choose my words wisely. I offer a hand to those in need and allow others to reciprocate when I am in need. My spiritual truth allows me to model civility and to bring peace and harmony to myself and to others, and to know in those moments when peace and harmony do not exist, that I need to find the right words and actions that will change that moment. In any moment, we can all change the way we see ourselves and others. And sometimes that's all that is needed for us to be able to move forward from conflict. I am hopeful, and I bring hope to the world around me. With a generous spirit and a desire for common good, I strive to see and bring God's love to the world. And I acknowledge my uniqueness and everyone's uniqueness, so they can be happy and true to themselves. And so I rest in the silence and allow myself to receive what is mine to hear and feel today. I see the good in myself and in others. And as I return to this moment, feeling refreshed and relaxed, I'm centered in peace. Good morning, Logan. Sorry I didn't say good morning last week. It was a little hectic. So, today, I'm hoping you're going to be open-minded because I want to raise awareness to the need for civility in our society and in our world. And I'm hoping you're going to go on this journey with me. And what brought this up was that last week on the way back from here, Melody and I were talking in the car, and I was talking to her about her cousin who was bullied at school by some students and how I felt about that. And I asked her, what does she think leads to these behaviors? And her answer was shocking, like seriously shocking. She said, well, look at the adults in our society. So first, right, mirror on me, is she talking about me and about Jeffrey? Is she talking about us? And I said, so to make myself feel better, I needed to know where was she coming from. So we kept discussing, and I said, can you give me some ways that you think that is true? And we talked about this list. Adults yelling in stores at other customers or employees. Adults shaking their fist in car windows and getting mad on the highway. Adults fighting at sports events, she said, and especially their own kids' events. Adults throwing childish fits at airports and on airplanes. And things like hearing stories on the news when a lawyer gets out of his car and stabs someone because that someone got in their way. So our conversation led me to do some investigating about how big of a problem is civility beyond my eyes. And I learned that 48.6 Americans are bullied at work. Let's just start there. Then I came upon this study from Michigan, which they believe represents a bigger picture, but they had surveyed 2,400 professional and non-professional staff in the school districts, all sizes, all types, in the state of Michigan. And remember, some of these people are policy setters, are teachers, example setters. And this is what I learned. 27.8% of respondents felt bullied by another adult in their K through 12 workplace. 41% were aware that one or more adults in their building were being bullied. 74% reported being bullied by someone of the same gender. And this one really caught my attention, that adult bullying behaviors are occurring at the same rate as bully behaviors. So for me, the need for us to look into this is far bigger than my conversation with Melody, because The statistics also show that 95% of us believe civility is a serious crisis. And every time something happens in our society or our world, I see, this is my observation, people choosing sides and saying we're all one and talking about us all being one, all being of God except for that group, all being of God except for that one person. Oh, we're all one. Well, how will that ever happen when people choose sides? Whether you're choosing sides in your family, choosing sides in your neighborhood, choosing sides in politics, I don't care. Choosing sides in a world crisis, it will not help. And I think the path to creating civility has to be focused on uniting and not dividing. Keeping your mouth quiet when you think you want to say something that will break apart humanity. There are many definitions for civility, but the one that I like the most says this. It's by D.S. Leader. It says, civility is about taking care of your needs, others' needs, and the needs of the situation. And every day, whether at home or at work, people are belittled, they're mocked, and they're reminded of their shortcomings. And how many of us sitting here remind everybody of their shortcomings? We're not exempt. Just because we walk in the door here and it says unity and inclusiveness and all these other things that we say, acting it and modeling it is a whole different game. Because you have to have the guts to stand up to other people and ask them if they are dividing or uniting by what they just said. How many people get teased every single day in hurtful ways by adults teasing adults? And everyone wants to take credit for things that work. Nobody wants to take credit for the things that don't work. In fact, it's so much easier to find fault in other people when things don't work. And those who are on the receiving end of these behaviors suffer. And sometimes they suffer in silence. And then when they don't suffer in silence, or they do to the point of wanting retribution, then they do hateful things. Because they have suffered and they can't handle anymore. So the questions I have for us today, all of us, myself included, how might we be contributing to the problem? And what can we or will we do differently? Christine Porath is the author of a book called Mastering Civility in the Workplace. And in her book, she has this incivility test. And while the book targets the workplace, the incivility test is for anyone. And you can tell it by the questions. So we're given a list of questions in this, and then about our behaviors. And then she asks us to rate the behaviors from never doing it to almost always doing it. And there's a whole range in between. But just for today, I'm going to read some of the items on this list and ask you for yourself to just self-reflect and say, never, always, sometimes. Let's just kind of land there. So just listen to this, please. How often do you do any of the following? Forget to say please and thank you. Talk down to others. Pass the blame. Spread rumors. Belittle others non-verbally, such as rolling our eyes, smirking, etc. show little interest in others' opinions, insult, interrupt, or judge others? How often do you fail to listen, speak unkindly of others, make demeaning or derogatory remarks, send an email or text when speaking to someone face to face is needed? Now, I found the list pretty interesting. Most of us have an eye roll of some kind to somebody. There's the eye roll, and then there's I'm not really rolling my eyes, but I am rolling my eyes. So the head's nodding, right? From my perspective, every one of these questions really was asking us, are we lifting people up? Are we keeping them down? Really. That's what, for me, it comes down to. And the craziest thing about this is in this book, she describes 3 simple things we can do. And when you hear the 3 simple things, you're like, that will never change the world. But she said they would. The first one is smiling at other people, not just the people you know. The second one is building relationships with people, not just artificial relationships. And the third one is listening, learning to listen and be a good listener to people who need to be heard. I know these fundamental practices sound simple, but if we were doing them, would we be in the problem we're in? I don't think so. So how many of us could do those simple 3 things and make a difference just in our own little nucleus? When I think about someone who understood the importance of uplifting humanity, I can't help but think about Jesus. All the stories we ever hear tell us that whoever came in his contact felt pretty good when they walked away. There are stories that tell us he was humble. And he never went on the offense. He never felt the need to be aggressive and be on the offense. He was inclusive. He stood up for spiritual versus human truth. He did not try to make himself right. He tried to be an example of a much bigger truth in the universe. He demonstrated unconditional love, acted with grace and honor. And I have not yet, in all my years, read a story about him bullying anybody. But I truly believe the reason he had an impact on this world, and one of many, by the way, I believe had an impact, is that he never saw himself as separate from other people. Whoever was in his presence was part of him. He didn't go around saying, not those people, or no, I don't think so. Every day we are given opportunities to unite or divide. What are we doing in this world that is causing such division? I think in order for us to create a more civil society, we need to be the mirror of divine love for all humanity, not just add to the rhetoric of separation. You know, I hope that isn't mine. It's a real possibility. So look, I know everybody, not to refer to Lisa by any means, but everybody is worried about the Middle East. That's the elephant in the room. That's why I said not you, Lisa. I know everybody is. But I wonder sometimes how many people are operating on facts versus emotion. So I'm going to share a few things, not to make you make a decision, but but because I think being educated is important. So the war over a 25-mile piece of land has been going on since 1948. First, the British government had it. Then they handed it to the Egyptians. Then Egypt had it, and then they gave it up. So 1948, 200,000 people lived in this 25-mile space. 1967, another war. 60% of the people living there were refugees. Population grows to 394,000. 1987, first time Palestinian revolt occurs. And a small group of people who had a lot of resentment decided to take action and begin bullying practices. 1993, we think, oh, thank God it's over. This big peace accord is signed. Finally, there'll be peace in this 25-mile piece of land. But no, 7 years later, another uprising, and now Egypt's involved again. 2005, Israel says, we're done. We're walking away. Take it back. 2014, Egypt's back. We're starting to control the Gaza Strip. And now here we are. 2.1 million people live in 25 miles. And just to put this in perspective for you, that's 25,000 people per square mile. And in Tampa, it's 3,362 people per square mile. Are you still surprised there's a war? But here's what I want you to understand. It isn't ours to be judging. I'm not saying it isn't horrific, but it is wrong to choose sides in humanity. And by the way, when we do, we are not helping. If you want to help, truly help, stop talking about it unless you're praying for peace and you're raising those people up, both sides, to see how ridiculous this all sounds over 25 miles of land. How many times have people died there? How many people have struggled over it? How often will this continue? Why do we care anymore about that land? But poverty and resentments have built. And the more that builds when people are crowded and poor and without their needs being met, the more chaos we're going to see. And if we want to help all that way away, I don't see anybody here flying over there to help. If we want to be helpful, start praying and affirming that these people will see the need to stop this ridiculous stuff. But if we think by any chance our comments are going to change 85 years of frustration and anger, it isn't going to change by us talking about who's right and who's wrong. You know, I keep asking myself, people of unity, why would we choose sides? Why aren't we praying? Why aren't we lifting people up? And why aren't we stopping our friends from talking about it? At least us. Last week in Jacksonville, 3 teens, ages 14 and 15, were arrested for plotting a school shooting. After all, we're tired of being bullied. They formed a group, named themselves United Boyapolis Socialist Republic. They created a logo, they made patches, and they distributed applications to recruit people to be on their group. Next, they were sending aerial pictures of the school and pictures of those that were to be injured and those that were to be killed. They had circled the faces of those who should be killed and had done a different thing for those who should be injured. So somebody in those discussions, when they saw them talking about bringing weapons to school, realized they were serious and decided that they were going to have to speak up. One young teenager said, "This sounds really bad." And fortunately, the police were able to stop it. But if we're honest about this, the students who were bullied grew so resentful of being treated that way that they created their own society to live in. These are young people. Who are their models? Who taught them how? And I'm not talking about their parents. You cannot blame parents for everything their children do. You simply can't. But where are the adult influencers? When these kids were bullying, what were they told? What were the bullies told? What were the bullied told? You can imagine my fear when we received a text from Melody saying she was on lockdown Friday. You know, for a moment, my heart sank. But the next one said, "I'm safe." It still didn't feel quite comforting after seeing what I do in our society. But I immediately went to believing what she said. She's safe, we're safe, it's all fine, someone's taking precaution. And that's what it turned out to be. On Friday, Gilda shared a beautifully written message as we were writing back and forth about how we can lift society at this time. And it's written by Dr. Clarissa Pinkola, who's an American poet, psychoanalyst, post-trauma recovery specialist. I want to read it to you before we go to our takeaways. One of the most calming and powerful actions you can do to intervene in a stormy world is to stand up and show your soul. Soul on deck shines like gold in dark times. The light of the soul throws sparks, can send up flares, build signal fires, causes proper matters to catch fire. To display the lantern of soul in shadowy times like these, to be fierce and to show mercy toward others, both are acts of immense bravery and greatest necessity. Struggling souls catch light from other souls who are fully lit and willing to show it. And the last line of this says, if you would help to calm the tumult, this is one of the strongest things you can do. Let's look at our lessons for today. Modeling civility for others requires us to first find ways to lift people up, avoiding shaming and minimizing. Choose responses versus reactions. Seek to diffuse, not to ignite. Number 3, eliminate gossiping and rumors. There is no value in sharing such information. And number 4, be inclusive and express compassion. Inclusivity and compassion will expand peace. The affirmation I wrote for today is, I am a positive example of civility. Let's say that together. I am a positive example of civility. And our quote today is perfect from Gary Stevenson. We have a primary responsibility to set a tone and be role models of kindness and inclusion and Christ-like behavior to the rising generation in what we say and how we act. Let's take that in for a moment. And so we pause now to give thanks for the opportunity to change our behaviors in any given moment, to know that we are empowered to show up in a way that will help and not hurt, lift and not divide. And so we affirm that as people who surround the unity concept, that we will focus on uniting. And so it is. Amen. If you have a prayer need, please fill out a prayer card or put the prayer in the box on the left when you walk out. We have awesome chaplains. Thank you to everyone who joins me in prayer all week. And I want us to say our giving affirmation. I know it's in your bulletin as I, and that's for you to practice at home. But here we say it as we, so we unite in our thinking. We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways, and our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good, now flowing forth to meet our every need, and so it is. And I often get asked, where do we donate? So we have many ways you can donate. We have an app, a Breeze app. We have a little QR code in the bulletin. There's an old-fashioned box out there, and you can go online. If you feel spiritually fed and you want to share, feel free. There are plenty of ways. And so thank you to our children who have waited so long back there. I know I'm long-winded today, but it had to be talked about. I've been asked why I'm avoiding it.
Feeling good, like I should. Got the sunshine on my Sunday best.
Good morning. So today we drew clouds on a piece of paper and then we painted over them with watercolor, so to show that even when other things go on, we can still see the silver lining. Thank you.
And for the sake of getting you guys out of here on time, let's go ahead. We'll stand and sing the peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
All right, let's say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. God bless you. Thank you for being here today.
Mother, there's far too many of you crying. Brother, 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 far too many of us dying. You know you've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. War is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. You know you've got to find a way to bring some loving here to stay. Picket signs and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so I can see what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. Mother, mother, everybody thinks we're wrong. Who are they to judge us? Simply 'cause our faith is strong. You know you've got to find a way to bring some loving here to stay. Picket signs and picket signs don't punish me with brutality. You talk to me so I can see what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, ooh, what's going on.